Okay, welcome to another video about phrasal verbs with in today. Now the good news is most of them are about position. Remember, in means inside. It is different from on and off. You know, in is the opposite of out, inside, outside. On is the opposite of off, so turn on, turn off, and many others. Put on, take off. Okay, so plug something in. Here you're putting the plug into a small hole, into a socket actually, it's called a socket. So because it's in the socket, you plug it in. The opposite is unplug, and that's worth remembering because that's often the case with phrasal verbs. Wrap up, unwrap, do up, undo, plug in, unplug. Okay, breathe something in. Well, you're putting the air into, it's going into your lungs. So you breathe it in. You breathe in and breathe out. Okay, you colour something in. When you're a child, you colour in the drawing because you're putting colours in the drawing, inside the images. So you colour it in. And also, when you have a form or a document, you put your writing in the boxes. You put your ticks and your writing and your signature in the boxes. So you fill it in. You fill in the form. Okay, also verbs of motion, of course. If you go in a room, or if you walk in a room, or if you drive into a car park, so of course it could be in or into if you want to show the movement. And of course, run into is actually slightly different. Now, run into is when you meet somebody accidentally. It's exactly the same as bump into. Okay, run into someone, bump into someone. So this meet someone accidentally, very useful as well. Settle in. This means become settled, become comfortable in a certain group or society. So you might say, if you're a teacher, you might say that one boy or girl found it difficult to settle in the first few weeks because it was a new school, a new class. So it means become comfortable in your surroundings, settle in. The same with fit in. Fit in, perhaps settle refers more to comfort. Fit in refers more to whether you really do act the same as other people. I mean, I don't think fitting in is always good. It means that you're doing the same as everybody else around you. You're fitting in well. Not necessarily a good thing, but it sounds quite positive in English to fit in. I should make that remark. It's quite positive. Sorry about that. That's unclear. Okay, so fit in and settle in are very similar. Sink in. Now, ideas sink into your mind, and if you find a certain idea difficult, it takes a long time to sink in, we often say, well, that just means you find that idea hard to understand. It's hard to comprehend. So we usually say that an idea takes a long time to sink in. Maybe you're a teacher and you're teaching a very difficult subject, and you say it took the class about 3 weeks for this particular mechanical formula to sink in, for them to start to understand it, to get to grips with it, to get used to it. Okay, another group of meanings that's worth remembering. Visit quickly. Call in on someone. If you want to say who, use on as well. Drop in on someone. And pop in. We don't usually say pop in on someone, I don't think. I think we usually just say pop in or pop round or pop by. So you can call round and call by, and you can drop round and drop by. So that's a lot of phrasal verbs that mean visit quickly. It's worth being aware of all of them. Now, this in-on is very common. If you go in on a pizza with 5 friends, that means you share the price. If you go in on a car with your wife, it means you share the price. Go in on means share the price, okay? If you get in on something, it means you manage to become part of something. Some kind of, usually some kind of organisation or plan. So perhaps I don't know, perhaps you know a group of investors are making a lot of money on silver and you want to get in on some of that profit. Yeah, you want to get in on that action. So you want to become part of that group of investors. You want to get in on the profit. Okay, home or close in on is when you approach something or someone. If you home in on something, it means you try to get closer and closer to something. So if you're in a car and you home in on the car in front, it means you get closer and closer and closer to it. It's quite dangerous, maybe. Same with close in on. Maybe you're a jet fighter and you're a pilot and you try and close in on the enemy. It means you try to get closer to the enemy plane. Okay, let someone in on a secret, usually. Let someone in on, it means you let them know something which is you and another group of people's little secret. So, if I say, I could let you in on, it means I could let you know about something which at the moment is secret. So it's always revealing some kind of secret, this. And lastly, walk in on. This is when you disturb people who don't want to be disturbed. So you normally walk in on... Well, I think you normally walk in on people either arguing or fighting or maybe kissing and they don't want you to see, something like that. You walk in on them. But you could walk in on someone arguing as well if they were trying not to let anybody know about their argument, something like that. So disturb people who don't want to be disturbed, basically. Now, I hope that's clear. Please, if you're unsure about anything, please ask questions under the video. And I hope to see you all soon. Thanks for watching.